friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming 2 more looks with the Blend Bunny Machina palette. So if you guys want to see what I come up with, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so I wanted to create more looks with this palette because it is launching on December the 1st, and I just had some spare time and I thought, why not? Because I feel like it's been a rat race since the start of this year. It's been palette after palette after palette, and I haven't really got a chance to follow up on a lot of the things. And I'm also working on other things while I'm filming these. But I had a little bit of time, and I wanted to film 2 more looks so that you'll have a few more options, a little bit of inspiration, hopefully, of what this palette can do for y'all. And also, I just really enjoy Blend Bunny, and I believe this is going to be their last launch of the year. So I thought, let's go ahead and talk about it even more. Now, I did post a video of this on Saturday. I ended up getting this in the mail, and I was like, let me just film something for it quick, and then the palette ended up getting revealed. So I was able to throw that up for you guys really quick. But now that I've used it a few more times, I'm going to have even more thoughts to share with you guys. I do want to show you the same swatches and close-ups of the palette that I had in Saturday's video in case you missed it, and also let you know that I do have an affiliate code with Blend Bunny, so you can use my code KHMAKEUP to save on the Blend Bunny website, and you'll be able to do that with the Machina launch as well. Okay, so now that you've seen the swatches again, let's go ahead and roll into the second look with the Machina palette. So today I want to do a look inspired by my friend Angie. She recently did a look with her Halloween collection from Oden that was like all of these like matte yellowy green shades. So I thought I could try and recreate it. I might use a shimmer though. I think her look was all matte, but I'm going to start off with the shade Machine, which is this grungy, almost blackened green. And we're of course going to put that on the outer corner. I kind of want to try and do an all matte look, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm just using my favorite Unearthly brush to start off the process, and this is such a pretty pigmented green shadow. I had so much fun when I did my first look with this palette, so I'm excited to play with it again. And the icing on the top of the cake was definitely getting a comment from Blend Bunny herself saying, "You really matched the cover," and I was like, yeah, I did, totally unintentionally, but I'm here for it. So just kind of messily applied that green. I'll fix it up later. I've gotten really good at not stressing out about how the shadows look, because at the end, once you kind of blend them a bit, it all works out. Okay, so per usual, I started filming this like hours ago, and then I was interrupted, so I'm back. Literally been walking around the house like this, went and picked up a Target order, all of the things. It's fine, it's totally fine. So I'm going to keep adding a little bit more of my green shade because I really didn't get a chance to do that. And I'm so tired, you guys. It's like 8:30 on a Sunday after Thanksgiving. And I just want to shower and go to bed, but I literally did my foundation and everything, so I'm like, listen, I told everyone I was gonna do a look with the Blend Bunny Machina palette. I was gonna do more, so I need to stay true to my promise. And so I'm like, let's just get it over with, and then I want to do at least 1 more look, so I'll have 3 looks with the palette, hopefully by launch. But the other video I'm working on is getting through the Glamlite horror palettes because I ended up buying all of them. And so I'm going to do a 4 looks video with all of them. And you guys are probably not going to be interested in it, but it is what it is. I mean, I bought them all, so I want to feature them on my channel. And maybe if they keep doing more sales, you guys will be interested in it. But I want to do something with them, so I don't mind. This yellow shade is blending so nicely with the greens on the outer corner, which is exactly what I wanted. The yellow shade is called Diode, and then I'm going to go into this mid-tone green shade called Digital and just kind of help mesh the outer corner green with the rest of the lid. So now we need to decide if we're going to use a metallic on the lid or just leave it like this. I just feel so naked without a metallic shade on the eyelid, so I think I'm actually gonna try that green out because it looks so beautiful. This one called Sci-Fi. I'm gonna try it with my finger first. It's like a really soft metallic, so I'm just picking it up on the finger and tapping it onto my lid. It's definitely disrupting the matte shade underneath it, so I need to be a little bit more careful. Okay, I'm gonna take Sci-Fi on a brush and just try to blend it into the eyelid. Okay, so that's the eyelids. Now I'm gonna work on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna take my brush and go into the shade called Machine and bring it down on the lower lash line. Okay, next I'm going to take the shade called Diode right here, the same like yellowy green, and I'm just going to run that on the lower lash line. Such a pretty pigmented shade. It's usually hard for me to get shades like this to pop on my skin tone, so I'm trying to like layer it up. And then I'm going to go into Digital, which is that in-between kind of green shade, and just run that back and forth between the light green and the dark green. And I'm using this row basically, just so you guys know. I'm sorry, somebody had left me a comment saying that I need to show the shades I'm using, which is totally understandable. It's just that sometimes I get so like wrapped up in what I'm doing, I forget to like point out the shades. So if I'm like awkwardly holding my palette while I'm trying to talk, that's what I'm trying to do. So I think this is it. I'm going to throw something in the waterline, finish this off, throw on some blush, highlighter, a lippy, and I'll be right back to show you guys the look. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. What do we think? I honestly love it. It turned out exactly as I hoped. So let me tell you really quick what else is on my face before we move into the next look. So I did pull out the Ace Beaute highlighter palette, Blend Bunny blush palette. These are so good. I literally mixed these 3 shades together to create this custom like burnt orange look. You guys know I love that. And then my lippy today is one of my favorites, also from Ace Beaute. This is the shade Good Vibes. So I think it turned out good. Definitely vote at the end which one is your favorite. But let's get into another look. Okay, now I'm going to create another look. This will be my 3rd look with the palette. And I was feeling really inspired by this like cool tone section right here. Now I was trying to brainstorm, like I've used the greens, I've used the pink row, the blue row. I really want to combine these two and do a look as well. So maybe I'll do that. But I have this bright pink sweater on, so I could tap into the purples. But I had this vision for just like a black and gray smoky eye, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So as always, I have my handy dandy Unearthly brush. I'm gonna go into the shade called Shutdown, which is the matte black shade in this palette, and I'm gonna of course just create my little faux eyeshadow wing that I do with this brush. Okay, next I'm going to take the shade called Robotic, and I'm going to just kind of blend that into the outer corner where I put down that black shade. Okay, I really like how those two shades blended. So now I'm going to switch directions. I was thinking I was going to play with these two rows, but I kind of want to incorporate this row of like reds just to like try out more shades and maybe even the purples. I don't know. I did kind of mix a bunch of these shades with the first look that I did with this palette, but I'm going to try and use more shades. So I think I'm going to go into this shade called Error Code, and I'm also going to use a little bit of the shade called Burn, which is like this very beautiful vibrant color, but I'm going to start off with Error Code because I want to create a really contrasty vibe between the two shades, like the outer corner and the inner corner. I love doing that, so let's just try it out and see. Of course, this is an experiment. It could totally backfire, but okay, next I'm going to go into this shade called Burn, and I'm going to run that between the peachy color and the kind of gray, and just kind of create a little bit of almost like an ombre. I'm having so much fun with this palette. It's amazing what you can do when you have time. It's like when there's like back-to-back releases and I'm trying to do stuff quick, I kind of tend to have to hurry, but I honestly wish I had time to come back and like do more looks for you guys and stuff like that. And maybe I'm just gonna have to be more selective with the brands I feature on my channel next year, especially if brands keep launching the way they're launching. But also, there's really not any brands that I feel like I can even just like not feature, you know. Okay, so I was in the middle of a spiel, but I got rudely interrupted by my mother. Anyway, I think I was saying something about how I might have to review less things next year, or like try new things less next year, because I want to dedicate more time to the things that I love. But you know, who knows? Things aren't always guaranteed. I think what I'm going to do for myself is to try really hard to buy less. And I feel like I was doing good, but then like Halloween came around, so I still have quite a few palettes I want to try out. So love how the crease is looking. Now I'm going to go into this shade called Conduct. It's a pretty like peachy orange color, and I think that's going to be my lid shade. I would love to use Cyborg again, but I feel like you guys are going to be like, lady, quit using the same shade over and over. So I'm going to go into Conduct, and we're going to give it a spray. I feel like the shimmers in this palette have done really well with the finger application, so I don't know why I keep trying to use a brush, but this is so pretty. Look, it's like a iridescent pink to peachy kind of shift, and I'm going to run that all over my lid, I think. These are very sheer metallics, so if you like to have like a really opaque look, I would recommend using one of the mattes on your lid so you have some coverage and color for it to pull on. Hopefully I explained that well, but I feel like I'm speaking French sometimes. But what I meant is these don't have a base color to them, so you want to make sure you lay down a matte shade so that it can have a kind of base tone. Okay, so I really like how it's looking. Let me go ahead and throw something in the waterline so we can finish up the lower lash line quick. I'm going to use Cacao from Melt in the waterline. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm just going to do whatever I did up top on the lower lash line as well. I'm going to start off with the shade Burn, which again is that bright red shade in the middle-ish of the palette, and we're going to run that right here. Such a pretty vibrant color, so I really want it to pop. And then I'm going to go into, actually I think I'm going to take this white shade called Precision, which I want to use kind of as my inner corner shade. I was going to do a black and white look and just pull this onto my crease instead of like the reds and the pinks, but I decided since I had a pink sweatshirt on or sweater on that I would need to make this like a more of a poppy bright look instead of a cool tone look. And I'm trying to use as many shades in the palette as I can just to kind of try things out. You know, that yellow would have been kind of cool too. I could have tried something really bold and different. But anyway, I'm going to go into this gray shade called Robotic. And we're just going to put that on the outer edge and blend up into the crease. Okay, so the look is done, I think. I just need to spray my face, throw on some mascara, some blush, highlight, put on a lippy, and some earrings, of course, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, friends, here is the finished look. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know down below if you like look 1 or look 2, or if you like both. Definitely leave me an emoji, green emoji if you like the green look, pink emoji if you like the pink look, and a green and pink emoji if you like both looks. Come on now. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. Anyway, really quick, let me tell you what else is on my face today. I feel like some of you are going to ask about the earrings, and these are from Zara. I will link them down below for you guys. And my lip combo today, I'm especially pleased with because it is very affordable. I'm wearing the Bad Blood lip pencil from Unearthly, and then my lip shade is from Hard Candy. This is the shade My Type, and it's like a super pretty mauve-y color. These are so nice, and Hard Candy actually sent me more of these. I think I just got duplicates, so I will definitely throw those in to a future giveaway. I'm also wearing the A Nightmare on Elm Street Chest of Souls blush trio. I kind of mix the darkest shade and the lightest shade, so that is what's on my face. And then I'm wearing the Melt highlighter in the shade True Love Never Dies, which is like a perfect peachy, kind of similar actually to the shade on my lids. So yeah, that's how I created the rest of the look. Now let me go ahead and give you guys my final thoughts on the new Blend Bunny Machina palette. I honestly think that when I saw the theme, I was expecting more of like a steely, cool tone palette, but I also didn't really understand the theme. And after reading more about the inspiration behind this palette and hearing about what Maggie and her dad kind of came up with as a concept, I feel like this does make a whole lot of sense. I also had seen that some people were saying that the packaging didn't really match what was on the inside. And to that I would say we don't always have to take things that literally. And also I do feel like the shades do match the packaging. You just kind of have to look beyond what's obvious, and then you kind of see it. My first look with this palette, I actually ended up just thinking in my head like, what are shades that I typically don't use all the time? I was like, let me play with the pinks, let me play with the blues. I feel like I always go for green, so I wanted to do something different. And I ended up basically doing a look that very much ended up looking like it was inspired by the Cyborg. So, I mean, it is open to interpretation as well. I know some people like things to be more obvious. To me, it's kind of obvious once you start playing with it, but hey, you gotta do whatever you gotta do and whatever makes you feel comfortable, but I just wanted to add my 2 cents. Anyway, the quality is great. I think the mattes are beautiful. They layer well. They're nice and pigmented, easy to blend. I will say the metallics are a little different. Like I said, they have like a thinner, more like putty formula, and they don't seem to have a base shade to them, so they'll kind of transform on whatever shade you put down. So just keep that in mind if you are looking for the more foily shadows. These are not going to do that for you. These are just like very beautiful, very sparkly shadows, and they really have a lot of impact when they are put down on something else. So like a base or an eyeshadow, that's what I used as my colorful base. So I'm sure you guys will be able to figure it out. But yeah, I'm so happy with this. Another beautiful palette from Blend Money Cosmetics. So like I said at the start of this video, this is launching on the 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is 11 a.m. Central. The palette's gonna retail for $45, and you can use my code KHMAKEUP if you want to save any extra on the palette. So that is it for my video. I hope the 3 looks that I've done with this palette now helped you kind of decide if you are planning on picking this up or not. Definitely let me know down in the comments. Other than that, I hope this video gets a lot of views, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends!